excess risk means so we're looking at serious adverse events that was our specific analysis. Serious adverse events are defined by Pfizer and Moderna, very much the same. It leads to death or life-threatening. It's hospitalization, permanent disability. These things are serious, and it's their definition, serious. But they are all serious things that you wouldn't want to happen to you. So when you look at the clinical trial, we just simply collect that data on serious adverse events. We count them, we pull them all from the data set, and then we have the list. We count them basically in both of the charts, and then essentially we do the secondary analysis of it, which would be the AESI list of looking at which ones would fit, of those serious ones would fit into this AESI category. And what we mean by excess risk is there, so you'd expect serious adverse events, for example, heart attacks. They're just going to happen. This study has 40,000 people.
Yeah.
Do more happen in the vaccine group is what an excess risk is, because both groups will have heart attacks no matter what, but are there more heart attacks? Are there more strokes? Are there more, is there more, anything that is a serious adverse event in the vaccine group is what an excess risk would be.
I mean, I do find it a pity that this wasn't done and presented in the original papers in the New England Journal of Medicine. It's a pity that independent academics such as you had to do this. Were you asked to do this by the pharmaceutical industry, or were you funded or sponsored in any way to do this?
No, there's no funding at all. This is all, there are 7 of us 7 scientists working on this. No one was paid in a single dime. It was all done with our free time.
And it's just moving that experts such as yourself do take the time to do this for the benefit of all of us. So we certainly appreciate what you've done, and while being sad that it's necessary for people like you to do this. It's a great thing to do. So Pfizer,
if you went into science, it's a calling to do science. Yeah. Finding people, it wasn't a problem finding. There were people who were concerned and interested in this project, and they all volunteered. And that part doesn't really surprise me, that there are people volunteering, especially with the concerns that I was raising before, that there felt to be a lack of an investigation. So people felt the need to put their, skills that they've trained with their whole life for the benefit of everyone else.
Yeah, no, it's still a noble thing to do. It's a great thing to do. Going on to the results, Joseph. Pfizer vaccine excess risk of serious adverse events. So this is how much more likely there was to be a serious adverse event of special interest in the vaccine group versus the placebo group. Now, it's 10.1 per 10,000 excess adverse events, higher than the placebo baseline, where it was 17.6, so it's 10.1 higher. Now, I've kind of just done a simple sum. I'm not a statistician, really, but 10.1 for 10,000. Is it fair to say this transposes into one serious adverse event per 990 vaccinations with the Pfizer?
Yeah, that is definitely about the estimate of what that would be. I think it's, for all of these increases in excess risk, I think it's best to almost think of that 1 in 900 that you're saying there. These are estimates, and if you did the trial again, it would be slightly different. So there's a range of possibilities. It could be 1 in 800. It could be 1 in 1,000 in there, and that's for adverse events of special interest. The thing that was actually the most shocking finding of our entire study to me, and I think to the rest of my team, was when we just added up all the serious adverse events in the trial, there was a higher incidence of serious adverse events, not adverse events of special interest. Just they didn't have to do any analysis. They just needed to count they just counted the number of events in both groups. In the Pfizer trial, you see that there's an increase of about 18 and 10,000 and relative risk or risk ratio of 1.36.
Yeah.
And so that's a 36% increase. Our confidence intervals are all above 1, which, suggests with the 95% arbitrary, like the threshold is 95% that we use. And it means that in the Pfizer trial that the people in the vaccine group were more likely, there was a more serious adverse events in the vaccine group than there were in the placebo group. And the reason that was missed is because the surprising thing is, if you read the New England Journal, it says that the incidence of serious adverse events in both groups was similar. I believe that's the term they use. It was similar, or they say balanced. But that's a very strange way to describe something that's higher in the vaccine group. And
it's a very strange way to describe it indeed.
Yeah. So we actually wrote the New England Journal about that and asked them to correct this, because the term, they say the incidence of serious adverse events is balanced or similar, and we asked them to change it to say that it's higher in the vaccine group, because that
basically it is from your reanalysis.
Oh, it's this one's not even a reanalysis as much as just counting the counting. Yeah, there's not much. We just did the math for them that was there. It's not much reanalysis needs to happen.
Well, guys, I'm going to break it down, because these two doctors, specialist doctors that know what they're talking about, they don't break it down so people can understand it properly. What's been happening with the Pfizer vaccine and all the other vaccines, have been causing the male's heart to collapse and cause heart attacks and die. Now, people saying that it's not true, it is true, it's not true. So you believe what you want to believe, but the studies have been done. All these vaccines that have been rushed through, that we rushed and got, we're just another number in the system as far as I'm concerned. We're stuffed if we do and we're stuffed if we don't. But now, after all the things that have been tested out, it's not looking too good, especially for the males. It attacks their heart and gives them a chronic heart attack, and if you don't get to hospital, you die. I can't prove it's true, and I can't prove it's not true, but I leave it up to the professionals, and it's pretty sad that the professional people are getting back on YouTube and giving us a feedback on these vaccines that have been rushed through. To me, I think we're just another number in the system, and it's pretty sad. I don't know what they're up to, but they're up to something. All right, guys, keep safe, be kind to one another, and keep out of the sun.